Kaizen in Daily Life, Volume 5. This session will be dedicated to the cause of MSME sector, one of the most vibrant and important sector for any country's economy, as it is for India. More than 50% of GDP's contribution is done by this sector, despite the fact that the challenges also faced by this sector are the toughest because of the limited resources that they have and the tough terrains that they have to face in the growing markets and competitive markets. India is looking forward to contribution of this sector in a big way in the international markets, as India needs to increase its share in the global market scenario. How to become globally competitive? It is all the more challenging. Indian government also has taken initiative in terms of providing schemes which will benefit the MSME sector for becoming lean. Lean is the end, and means are Kaizens. So if you want to become lean, if you want to become globally competitive, you have to get into those practices which will actually make you more and more efficient, more productive, and more cost effective. And as an entrepreneur, you cannot do it alone. You have to involve all the stakeholders, particularly your employees, bottom, middle, and the senior level employees, all have to be involved in Kaizen activities. We, as consultants, also have been doing a lot of work for MSME sector and have found implementing Kaizen a big challenge. To make a MSME lean, we normally start off with an assessment. That is our first phase. And the assessment that we do is actually both in the strategic areas and non-strategic areas. Most of the consultants who make a mistake of doing assessment of MSMEs only in the non-strategic areas, only in the operations, only in the shop floors, is a mistake that they do. We have to do a very comprehensive assessment, a 360-degree assessment of including both the strategic and the non-strategic factors. And as far as the strategic factors are concerned, the top management is taken for a session where the goal and the direction both of the organization are evaluated. Where we are in that. Are we wrong somewhere? Or can we have a better path? And so that evaluation takes us through a very good exercise, and the top management gets involved in doing a lot of introspections as to whether what has been going on is in the right direction or not. If not, then what are the corrective actions to be taken? Are you in the right market? Are you well, in the right product? Is there any scope for changing that? Is there any scope for improving that? What are the opportunities the new markets are offering? What is the competitive scenario? What they are doing in your area of operation or in other better areas of operations which are emerging because of the growth in the economy? All these issues are debated and acted upon. As far as this debate is concerned, it doesn't end at debate only. It goes on to the extent that we create a goal and we also create a roadmap as to how do we, once we have decided the goal, how do we go and achieve that. I personally feel that making goal is more important than limiting yourself with your own structures and then limiting your goals. Sky should be the limit for making goals, and then the structure should be adjusted accordingly. Then next part of the assessment is in the non-strategic areas. Again, the mistake that is done normally, that we only assess the operations from non-commercial angle, and we try to look at things purely from the basis of tools, the Kaizen tools, the lean tools. And we think once we apply these tools like 5S, TPM, visual management, standardization, Six Sigma, VSM, so we'll become excellent, we'll improve, and our balance sheets, our profit and loss accounts will improve. It is not the case. You have to very comprehensively look at things from the P&L perspective. What's going on in the P&L? What are the value additions? What are the conversion costs of various products that you are manufacturing? And which are the areas in these costs or value addition which need to be addressed? And then how can we do that? That's where it becomes the starting point of applying your tools. So first we assess the from the strategic aspects, and then we go down to the financial aspects, and financial aspects actually drive the lean initiative or the Kaizen initiative, not the other way around. Because sometimes you keep doing things and they shop floor, but you don't know how the benefits are getting related in terms of improving your conversion costs or profitability. So we need to be very careful while doing that assessment. So I normally start with P&L, look at the conversion costs, look at the various other costs, do a very micro analysis, and then we slowly penetrate. And then we see what are the priority areas, and then from priority areas, then what are the tools, which are required to be actually applied is decided. It is just like a doctor's approach. So it is the disease that is diagnosed first before the treatment starts. So we cannot blindly start the treatment. And this way of doing the lean activities in small and medium enterprises, particularly micro enterprises, is very effective. Why it is effective? Because it creates an interest in the minds of the entrepreneurs. They think that now there is something which is which he's going to do will improve his profitability, which will improve his top line and bottom line, which will also give him that edge over his competition. Otherwise, it becomes a very irrelevant kind of an exercise. And most of the entrepreneurs lose interest in Kaizen or lean activities or excellence activities because they do not relate to the requirements of the top management, particularly in terms of higher sales, higher profits, lower costs, and better effect on the society, and better governance, and happy employees, you know, more productive employees, more productive work culture, and then uh, a well balanced relationship with all the stakeholders, whether bankers or government agencies or the supply chain partners, or on the sales partners and the employees, of course. So when we are talking of Kaizen in MSME or lean in MSME, it should be very clearly noted that we must create a program which should actually be really beneficial to the organization in terms of improving the profitability and the competitiveness of the MSME that is actually going to launch these initiatives. Otherwise, it will remain a theoretical exercise, and the MSMEs will not appreciate what we are actually trying to mean by implementing lean in their organization. Japanese have implemented Kaizen in a similar fashion, and they have actually related those shop floor activities to the performance, overall performance of the organization. So whether it is customer satisfaction, or it is the management satisfaction in terms of better financials, or it is the people or the stakeholder satisfaction, everything becomes embedded into this exercise of lean implementation. It's a tough journey, no doubt about that. But a comprehensive 360-degree treatment has to be given, and tough in the sense that the involvement has to be 24/7. Like your factory is running all three shifts, the minds of the entrepreneurs also have to work all the three shifts 24/7. And that's not something which is impossible, but you cannot avoid it. If you need any further clarifications or inputs on this aspect of implementing lean or Kaizen in small and medium enterprises, you're most welcome to get in touch with me. I'll be too glad to mentor you. My telephone number is 981 0030 260. Thank you very much. This is Dr. Ashok Puri.